Hey YouTube, KiraTwig here, bringing you my Watt deck profile. We're going to go ahead and go through the deck, but first up I have two quick shoutouts. They go out to the TheBlazeSamurai and Adam60. With Adam60, I think that's how you pronounce it. I had a recent trade with him, and I didn't give him a trade proof because on account of not that many envelopes that day. So I'd give him a shout out. I promised him one, so I thought I'd give him one in this video. Check him out, really cool guy. And the next one goes out to the TheBlazeSamurai. I've been promising him a shout out. I've done a lot of trades with him. He's gotten me a few subscribers for my contest that I'm doing at the moment. So check him out. He'll be down the subscription also. Really cool guy, cool channel. Check him out. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. Like I said, it's your run-of-the-mill Watt deck profile. It's more of a fun deck than competitive. You basically, Watts are known for direct attacks, so you use this deck to chew away your opponent's life points till they have nothing left. So let's go ahead and run through the deck. You run 3 Watt Giraffe. Most Watt monsters can attack your opponent directly. That's basically what this card can do. And when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, your opponent cannot activate spells, traps, or spell and trap effects, or monster card effects until the end phase of the turn. So basically he gets a free direct attack during the battle phase. So it's a must-have card in the deck. Run 3 of him. You're also going to run 3 Watt Hopper. With Watt Hopper, your opponent cannot target another Watt monster with an effect. So if you get 2 Watt Hoppers out on the field, you're pretty much safe. Your monsters are pretty much safe from anything. Your opponent cannot attack them. And these guys cannot be destroyed also, like targeted with cards, except for cards like that don't target, like Dark Hole or Black Rose. That's the only way you can get rid of these guys. So Watt Hopper is a pretty good card. You're going to want to swarm him out as soon as possible in the beginning of the duel. And the way to do that, you can use Watt Dragonfly. Run 3 of him. When he's destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, you could special summon 1 Watt monster from your deck. So that's one way you can get a Watt Hopper out, or any kind of Watt monster for that matter. You're going to run 2 Watt Pheasant. I used to run this guy at 3, but now at the moment 2. This card can attack your opponent directly. And when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, select 1 face-up monster on the field and remove it from play until the end phase of the turn, just to clear your opponent's field for that moment. Basically for attack power, I mean, you clear your opponent's field of monsters, but most of your Watt monsters are attacked directly anyway, so not really that big of a reason to clear it unless, their monster has an effect that you want to dispose of for that turn. And the reason we ran 2 Watt Pheasants and not 3 is because now we're going to run, with Photon Shockwave being released, 2 Watt Cobra. This card can also attack your opponent directly. It has 1,000 attack points as well. And when it inflicts battle damage, you can add 1 Watt monster from your deck to your hand, so it's a good searcher. The good thing about Watt monsters is none of them have, attack over 1,500, so they can't be bottomless, which is, I think, is a pretty good, because I get bottomless a lot. 2 Watt Lemur, when it's destroyed, once again, either by battle or card effect, your opponent cannot conduct the battle phase, protect your monsters. And the last of the Watt monsters, 2 Watt Kiwis. This is your tuner of the deck, so you could synchro summon. You don't want to synchro summon too much with this deck. I mean, this deck is mostly for direct attacks, but the 2 Watt monsters, Watt Chimera and Watt Hydra, can direct attack. So if you need to get that moment in where you need to synchro summon, use this guy. And he can keep your Watt monsters from being destroyed by battle. So if you have him on the field, your opponent can't destroy your Watt monsters. And he can also be used as fodder for Watt effects. That's it for the Watt monsters. Now you're going to run 2 Thunder King Ryo. He's not really used for power in this deck. What he's like a throw-in solemn warning, and also to keep your opponent from adding cards to their hands. Because with this deck, you're not adding cards to your hand that much. You're mostly just special summoning, like with the effects of Watt Dragonfly. And when your opponent summons a monster, you can get rid of Thunder King to stop that summon. So like I said, free solemn warning right there. One honest, you should be running two, but I only have one at the moment, so you guys know what honest does. He adds attack to one of your monsters during the damage step by discarding him from your hand. And you're going to run two Shining Angels. With this card, when he's destroyed, it's like Giant Rat. When he's destroyed by battle, you can select one light monster with 1500 or less attack in your deck and special summon in face-up attack. So that's a pretty good special summon card as well. Pretty much like Watt Dragonfly right there. That's it for the monsters. Now we'll move on to spells and traps. You're going to run one Recycling Batteries. In my opinion, it's like Pot of Avarice. It's the reason why I don't run Pot of Avarice in this deck. You take two Thunder monsters, which mostly everything in this deck is Thunder, with 1500 or less attack, and add it to your hand. So you can add any Watt monster from your graveyard to your hand. The only Thunder monster you can't add in this deck is Thunder King Ryo. You're going to play one Smashing Ground, just so you can destroy some of your opponent's monsters. One Messenger of Peace. You have to pay 100 life points each turn, but that's not that big a deal, 100 life points. And when this card's on the field, monsters with more than 1500 attack cannot attack, so it's a pretty good card right there. One Swords of Revealing Light. Keep your opponent from attacking. It's mostly what we want to do with this deck is keep your opponent from attacking. I don't know why I'm mumbling so much today. Two Mystical Space Typhoon. Self-explanatory right there. One Heavy Storm. One Monster Reborn. Two Pot of Duality. I'm debating whether or not to use this card. Mostly because it contradicts with Thunder King, so right now I'm still thinking about this card, whether to take it out or not. If you don't have Thunder King Ryo on the field, you can use it, but like I said, Thunder King's only there really to stop special summoning, so he won't be on the field for that long. That's it for spells. Now we move on to traps. One Watt Cancel. Works like Solemn Judgment, except it's just for monsters, and all you have to do is discard a Watt monster from your hand. You can get rid of cards that like Kiwi and all that. 3 Judgment of Thunders. It's pretty much like Offering to the Snake Deity or Icarus Attack. Only difference is you don't have to destroy your lightning monster, a thunder type monster. All you have to do is summon it. You can activate it, destroy one card in the field. Really good in my opinion. 2 Threatening Roars to stop your opponent from attacking. 2 Bottomless. 1 Mere Force. And 1 Dark Bribe. And as for the extra deck, right now in it all I have are Watt Chimera and Watt Hydra. 2 monsters, Watt monsters that can attack directly against your opponent, and their effects are when Watt Chimera inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, place 1 random card in your opponent's hand to the top of the deck. And Watt Hydra, he's basically a gold sarcophagus. When he does damage, you can remove from play 1 card, and during your second standby phase, you can add it to your hand. You don't synchro summon too much with this deck, like I said, but when you get the chance, go for it if you need to. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. It's fun, not too competitive, but it's fun to use. I like it. Watts are fun. And it's a really easy deck to make if you have been collecting cards, from all the packs throughout these last couple years. It's not that hard to make. I recommend it. If you guys have any advice on, what to do for the deck, leave a comment down below. I appreciate it. This deck still could use some work, in my opinion. So if you have it, like I said, leave a comment down below. And that's it for the deck profile. Please subscribe, and Cure Twig out.